will absolutely fucking love this. Call of Duty is female now, baby!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in today's video, we are going to be covering Activision and Call of Duty Black Ops 7. The reason why we're going to be talking about Black Ops 7 is because this is the latest target for the gaming mainstream journalism to focus on and try to virtue signal over, because they're angry that it utilizes AI in their calling cards. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here where now they're complaining about calling cards. The same people that say YouTubers complain too much are the ones that are out here bitching about AI being used in calling cards. I'm not kidding. We're going to cover this. We're going to talk about exactly what is going on. We have pictures of the calling cards that I'm going to show you in this video. And again, I will say this. It is very lazy. There's no doubt about it. But that's not what the journalists are complaining about. The journalists are not complaining from a work ethic standpoint. They're complaining from an ethics standpoint. Overall, like, well, it's unethical to use AI. You should be hiring people to do their job and all this stuff. The people who don't own any company, the people who don't have any employees working for them, are trying to tell other companies and what to do with their employees and how to run their business. It's very interesting. Anyway, so we're going to talk about this. We have an article here from Insider Gaming. Activision is accused of using generative AI art for Black Ops 7 calling cards. If you scroll down, there is an update. We're going to get to that. Activision has been known to use generative AI in Call of Duty in the past, but now there are accusations of it being used in a new way within Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Again, let me remind you guys that this is the same company that made the Santa Claus, the zombie Santa Claus that had 6 fingers. Everybody knows it was done with AI, and that story was picked up and dropped so quickly, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. But of course, the journalists have to go out there. Many have taken to social media to show examples of what it looks like to generate AI art in Black Ops 7 calling cards. First shared by Kume on Twitter, the ones being called out specifically come from challenges like Over Here Buddy, Peekaboo, Reeled In, and more. The cards in question use Studio Ghibli art style, which has been easy to generate in most AI art programs. The use of AI art is disclosed on the game's Steam store page. However, it doesn't say what was done. Instead, it simply reads, "Our team uses generative AI tools to help develop some in-game assets." So seeing things like calling cards be possibly the work of AI shouldn't come as much of a surprise. That said, it still not might sit well with players. I'm guaranteeing you right now, almost no players care about this. I'm not even kidding. Like, just how most players don't care about the AI voices in Arc Raiders, nobody cares about this, right? Like, your calling card is the minimal thing that people care about in a first-person shooter. People care about the gameplay. People care about the netcode. People care about all that stuff. They don't care about the calling cards. But again, when they say players, they'll take like 1 or 2 examples on Twitter and make it the norm. Again, these people are the exception. They are not the rule. But anyway, here's the picture of the calling cards. And yes, they are 1,000% AI. It's so obvious, right? They're so obviously AI, and they're extremely lazy. I feel like that is safe to say, to call this very lazy. However, I just look at it from this standpoint, okay? And I'm sure this is not how it goes, but this is how I would look at it. I would hope that by utilizing AI, it could speed up development and allow them to focus real developers on the actual gameplay side of things, right? Instead of the nonsense like calling cards and all the extra shit, right? But this is so obviously AI. This is so obviously, the Studio Ghibli style that we've seen all throughout Twitter. Yes, it is extremely lazy, but are you really going to lose a titty over this? Probably not, unless you're a journalist who knows that their job is coming to an end because the AI is going to replace them. Insider Gaming has reached out to Activision for comment on the claims. As of publishing, no response has been received. That is not true, because we have the response right here. Activision responds to Black Ops 7 AI claims, right? Activision has responded to claims regarding the use of generative AI to create calling cards in Call of Duty Black Ops 7. The response comes in the form of an email statement sent to Insider Gaming by an Activision spokesperson. In the statement, which you can read below, the company says that it uses a variety of tools, including AI tools, for their development. Now here, I'm going to say this, okay? For me, like calling cards or everything, I don't care about that. Where I get curious and where I get a little bit hesitant is when they start using AI to code the game, because we've seen examples and they're going to start becoming more prevalent. We've seen examples of developers utilizing AI to code their game or to code certain things within the game. And we have seen just how quickly that can fuck up their game. That's what I care about. When we get to the point where AI is coding the game and creating the game at a fundamental level, that's where I'm like, okay, we got a major fucking issue potentially on our hands. But in terms of like the stupid art assets, yeah, I really don't care too much about that. Now, I do understand the idea that people have in their mind where they're saying, okay, Activision is a multi-billion-dollar company. How the fuck are these people who are firing real developers to utilize AI? How are these people utilizing AI when they have all the money in the world? I get that whole question, but at the end of the day, man, AI is coming whether you like it or not. And at this point, all we can do is continue to call out the bad AI and call out the good AI, if there is any good AI, which is very few, I'm sure. I think a good example of good AI is what's in Arc Raiders, right? The fact that you can mask your voice if you don't want to use your own voice, and you can use an AI generated voice instead to cover your voice, but still speak the exact words you're speaking. I think that's an example of good AI. Whereas this is probably an example of bad AI, where this is like super lazy. You're obviously trying to cost cut. You want to be able to have all these fucking calling cards and have nobody, spend no money on having anybody design them. That I get that. I totally get that argument. I totally get that conversation. But generally speaking, I just still think it's a little bit weird where AAA studios that have all this money are utilizing AI in ways that are so clearly about cost cutting and maximizing profits and not actually doing anything that is going to be beneficial to the player. Arc Raiders is probably one of the few examples that I could think of that's beneficial to the player. Outside of that, I really can't think of anything. So here's the response that they got in an email. It says, like so many around the world, we use a variety of wait, I'm sorry. I have to laugh because I love how every single one of these companies are doing this, right? Instead of taking personal accountability and saying, yep, we use AI. That's what we did. We used AI. They're like, well, other people are doing it, so we're doing it too. It's like, bro, are you serious right now? Anyway, like so many around the world, we use a variety of digital tools, including AI tools, to empower and support our teams to create the best gaming experiences possible for our players. The statement reads, which was first given to Xbox Era before the rep responded to Insider Gaming. Our creative process continues to be led by the talented individuals in our studios. Again, guys, at this point, if you think that they're not using AI, just realize that you're probably wrong. Even some of these indie developers out there that are utilizing the story about Arc Raiders, and now they're going to do it with Black Ops, and they're trying to shit on those games in order to push their game that's no AI whatsoever, even though their art style looks extremely close to AI. Again, this whole situation, I feel like, is such a bullshit virtue signal by the mainstream gaming industry that knows that their job is up. That's really what it is. They're scared. They're scared because what they thought was invincibility is actually fragility. They realize that their friends, their developers, that they were basically writing reviews for in order to get free swag from, those people lost their jobs to AI, and now it's coming for their asses as well. And they don't want to sit there and admit that. They don't want to actually accept that worldview. They want to call it unethical. They want to say it's not fair. They want to say this shouldn't be happening. Meanwhile, they're the first ones to celebrate when anybody they don't like loses their job. And it's going to come for them, whether they like it or not. Now, again, these pictures were shared over on X as well. People have their thoughts about it. Joker says using AI to help the devs create a higher quality game is fine, but using it just to increase profit margins while firing devs and releasing a cheaper feeling game sucks. And again, I understand all of that. I really, really do. Chloe says they're really flexing the human creativity line. That explains how an optional boss from Final Fantasy ended up in the campaign. That's another thing too, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys saw this. This video, just look at this video, bro. This video confuses me extremely. Look at this. I know you guys can't hear it, and it's probably better if you can hear it. But not only is this boss absolutely ridiculous, but this girl literally blocks. Like, look at these men. These men are like, oh my God, let me hide behind this girl with the powerful fucking metal arm. Like she's Captain Marvel or something. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? What kind of Temu Winter Soldier bullshit is this? It's unbelievable, man. This is what they're doing with the Black Ops campaign. And this is the kind of content that they're trying to tell you to just eat it, right? You have people out there that'll be out there and tell you, oh, you should just play the game. You should not have an opinion on this game unless you play the game. My guy, seriously? This is the mindset you want to have. Those same people that tell you you shouldn't have an opinion unless you play the game, they will have an opinion about your content without watching your content. They will call you a grifter. They will call you a slop tuber. They will call you everything, but not actually watch your content. They'll say you only speak negatively about video games, but then when you actually speak positive, they don't know because they don't watch your fucking content. Meanwhile, these people were like, no, you should play the game before you have an opinion. And that's because they want to contribute to the sales of absolute bullshit. That's what it is. They don't want you to have an opinion unless you contributed to their bullshit game in the first place. Again, this shit is so unbelievably stupid. It really is. I looked at this. Honestly, I couldn't even believe what the hell this was. I guess you're fighting a massive zombie or something like that in the campaign. I really don't know. I don't recognize this shit. It really feels like Resident Evil first person, with fake Call of Duty aesthetics to it. But if this is for you and you're enjoying this, then by all means, I'm not here to tell you what to enjoy and what not to enjoy. This is perfectly fine. But what I will say is it's not looking good for Call of Duty. Over on Steam DB, the highest peak that it hit right now is 87,882 for the Black Ops 7 release coming up to a weekend. 87,882. Is that a good amount of players? Absolutely. Right? That is definitely enough players to monetize, no doubt about it. But ladies and gentlemen, Battlefield 6 hit 747,440 over on Steam. Now I can already hear the people in the comments. I can hear it. It's on Game Pass, pass. Yeah, I understand that. It's on Game Pass, but we have seen plenty of examples where if people want to buy a video game, they will buy it regardless of whether it's on Game Pass. And the simple truth is that look at the starking difference, man. Look at the difference. This is insane. So the majority of the people who are playing this game are playing for free. Sure, they're paying for Game Pass, but I highly doubt at this point that Black Ops 7 is a Game Pass pusher. I feel like Black Ops 6 was the Game Pass pusher. Once they introduced Call of Duty to Game Pass for the first time, that brought in a whole bunch of new subscriptions. But then all Black Ops 7 is doing is maintaining those subscriptions that have already been there. That's it. They're not really like adding anything new. Sure, some people are going to do it, but for the most part, they're already there. So again, I don't know, man. I feel like this whole situation with Call of Duty is completely blown up in the complete wrong direction. People are so focused on AI, right? People are so focused on, by people I mean journalists. They're so focused on like AI and all that bullshit and the calling cards. You guys are focused on the calling cards when you got dumb shit like this happening in the campaign. This is what you're focused on right now, bro? Come on, man. I think we have much bigger issues at hand. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this overall whole situation? As I mentioned before many times, this will be the first Call of Duty that I'm going to be skipping. I have zero interest in playing Black Ops 7. I had zero interest before I saw this trailer, and I have zero interest after this. If I want to play a first-person shooter, I'm going to go play Battlefield 6 like I have been. So let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you enjoy it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one.